Hello, hello, hello. So we have another day of Car Chronicles. So as you guys know, it is May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I just wanted to do a little touch in and just a little talk about it, especially for my community, which is the African American community, which I do believe that we're now breaking the cycle of getting help, and I would say for me, a lot of times, when you're growing up in church and, they typically tell you pray about it, this is a demon or a test and all these different things like that. And sometimes being raised in that factor, sometimes you do, believe that you don't need help, or getting help is a problem, or, it's like a stigma, like they use the word you're crazy, or, different things like that. But I just want to say that I think you're a warrior, and you are very, it takes a lot to actually sit down and speak to someone about concerns and different things that may be going on with you. And I would say that last year I was one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, no, I just don't believe nobody can actually help me. Nobody can like push me or whatever it is. Like I'm not the problem. Everybody else is the problem. I'm not the problem. But I found that when I started going to therapy and actually sitting down and speaking to someone, that I found a lot out about me. And I think sometimes when you start therapy, you have to realize that you're going to find out some stuff about you. It's not a blame fest on what a person did to you. I think the takeaway for me is showing me those compartments of myself. And I feel empowered every time that I leave therapy, because I feel like I'm able to gain a little bit more understanding with who I am. And I think that, it's important to know more about you and get to know those very intimate parts of you. Because a lot of times we don't know why we do certain things or why we're reacting in certain ways. And it's because we have certain triggers that we don't even know are triggers. And those are things that you talk about in therapy. Things that, you start to come up that you're like, well, wow, this is why I did this because of this. So it's very important to know all angles of you. People are always saying, I want to be good spiritually, mentally, emotionally, sexually. We say all those things, but it's like we want to pick and choose which one we want to be. And, I want to encourage you to, especially if you have, certain things that you feel like people can't help you through, maybe your close people. We have people that are in place in this world that are certified to be able to push us out of those, sunken areas in our lives. Yes, let me clear this up. God is great. God can do anything. He can push us. He can pull us. I am a believer of God. But I'm also a believer that God places people in positions to give us wisdom and push us through. So let me clear that up, because I don't want people thinking that I'm saying that, God isn't, who he is, that he can't break some of those barriers and chains that we may have. But he also put people in place to help us through. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. But, now that we are in Mental Health Awareness Month, look into possibly getting a therapist. Look into someone that you can trust, and call it a day date with yourself. That's what I call it. I'm like, hey, this is my self-care. This is my date, and the date is me. It's all about me. And I just think that we need to get back into all the angles about us, because that's, you know, what we live with every single day. So I just wanted to touch on that topic on today, because we are in May and it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So do something for yourself and just get some help. You guys have a wonderful day. Once again, Car Chronicles.